and make that a really important factor in the decision on how we build stuff. So, sometimes we would do layouts with really complicated 60K objects, and that was fine, it worked. But when the client goes in, they're seeing all this stuff all over the place. Can you really expect them to understand after a day's training or however much training is allocated in their budget? And the big thing we thought was, we love Drupal, but the client doesn't care. The client doesn't care that it's Drupal, and we wanted to make Drupal completely invisible, if we could. Because the real users out there, the ones who are actually maintaining the site, most of the time in our experience, don't really care about the technology. The good thing is that we're now getting clients coming to us saying they want Drupal because they've heard about it, and that's a big change from when we started. We don't have to go through the education process anymore. But as a rule, most people don't care. And this led on to selecting the team. This is my team. And what we discovered was we de-skilled the whole process to such an extent that this start point solution that we had, if you wanted a news feed, if you wanted a projects gallery or a shop, it would be de-skilled to such an extent that we didn't need as many advanced developers. You didn't have to make them redundant or anything, so that was okay. So what we ended up with was taking on slightly different people who we refer to almost as builders. Some people say bricklayers, but I wouldn't go that far. But they understand Drupal, but they're not developers. So they know how our system works, they know what the tools we put out of the box, and they know how to activate those tools. So it's allowed us to change the dynamic of the people that we have. And that's helped with our communication, because the people I've taken on now are much more sort of business savvy than let's say your average developer. They're much more client facing, and I can send them in almost like a project manager, because they understand both what it's going to take to build the site. They also have communication and other skills, social skills necessary to get the most out of the client and get that communication going. So it's also allowed us a little bit to mix up the team a bit and to sort of replace the project manager role, which as a company of our size we just didn't have, and that was costing us. So that's certainly been a real plus point. Could also let you guess which one's which from there. I don't know how interactive we do. Okay, so transition now. So putting all these pieces together, all these different elements, all this toolkit and everything else, we came up with what we're referring to as the start point system. Now I have to try and do a demo. This is what, when we work with a client for the first time, we say we're going to start building a new site for them. This is what they see for the first time. Now actually, in this case, I've customised it ever so slightly to include some relevant texture and stuff. And that's exactly what we should do for a client as well. Because if they see that the absolute box install has grey boxes everywhere, it's very much like a wireframe. And the client sees that, I can't envision anything from that. So if we scroll down, it looks more like that. So what we try and do is we try and mix it up a bit. We put a few images in that make sense to the client to help them feel a bit more comfortable with what they're seeing. So the initial login, we have, we set our toolkit up with events, with news, with a pre-built calendar, with a project section. A lot of our clients are business to business, so they might want to see projects. So all these are different CCK types that are set up. And then we do the very basics of the CSS in the thing. And then we do all the other stuff that you're going to want, like the light box and all that sort of stuff. So it's all ready to go. And all they have to do is load their content up. We have places of a shop in there. And we have a few example products in place. We use it in the cart. And then we've also done some of the more advanced stuff, like Ajax finders and drop downs, keyword search and faceted search. We also almost always end up doing a distributor map and a Google map. So we've done that, and we've done the postcode lookup for certainly in the UK. Which allows us to show where the particular products are sold around the country, around the world, of course. And we've got all of this stuff so that it's ready to go. Because this, it's all there, there's all modules that do it. There are actually lots of different modules that do location-based stuff. And I didn't want to end up with a mishmash of different ones and different sites working in different ways. So we came up with what we believe to be the best one, the best set, and we put them in. So all we need to do now is import all of our distributors for that particular client into the system. We then built a generic contact page with some forms on it. So a contact form, a quick contact, a registration form. And then other stuff on there, testimonials, forum. We also pre-built all of the SEO stuff, so you'll see some really weird URLs and page titles. Because we thought that all through as well, and we wanted to do the correct ones for SEO. Because it's always going to come up, whether the client's specified it or not, you know it's going to come up sooner or later. So we designed the whole thing to work in a very controlled way. I'm going to try now logging in as what the client actually sees, as in the site owner. And this is where we made quite a few changes. So one of the things that concerned us was the edit screens in general, just not customers. So what we ended up doing is building a system where everything's contextual editing. So you start off, actually it starts off in browser mode here. We've added this little widget thing to the top, and it has all of the common things that the client's going to want to be able to do. And this is completely customizable. It's just a normal menu, absolutely normal menu. But then we have, when we switch to edit mode over here, and you hover over anything, it gives you contextual edit. Again, some of the stuff's in Google Search, but we've tried to do it. We need to do it now. We have to do it in Google Search. So we've got all the things in there, like editing, cloning, adding a new one of the thing you're looking at. So if you're looking at a new story, you want to add a new